I was editing wedding photos when my phone lit up. 12:03 a.m. Her name burned on the screen like a wound that never healed. Mara, do you still think about me? My chest tightened. 6 months. 6 months since she walked down the aisle in a white gown, hand in hand with another man. 6 months since I told myself I'd forget her. I should have ignored it. I should have thrown the phone across the room. Instead, I stared at the message, my thumb trembling above the keyboard. Why are you texting me? I typed. A moment later, the typing dots appeared, then stopped, then started again. The silence between each pause felt like thunder. I leaned back, exhaling slowly. The room was dim, the only light coming from the glow of the screen. Her voice echoed in my head, soft, pleading, the night she left. I'll wait for you, eyes all of it. Her reply finally appeared, because I can't sleep. I could almost hear her say it, that fragile tone that used to melt my anger. That's not my problem, I texted back. Then came another message. I miss how you used to look at me. I closed my eyes. Images flooded in, her hair tangled from the rain, her hand clutching mine. The way she whispered my name like it meant something sacred. I told myself to stop, to delete her, to let her ghost stay buried, but my fingers betrayed me. Does he know you're texting me? This time, she didn't answer. For a while, all I heard was the faint hum of my laptop fan and my own heartbeat. Then, through the silence, a muffled sound came from the speaker static. Then a man's voice, low and irritated. My stomach clenched. Oh, who's that? I typed quickly. No response. Mara, who's with you? The typing dots appeared again, stopped. Then finally, a single message came through. You shouldn't text me anymore. I froze. The air in my apartment felt heavier. Is he there? No answer. I could picture her now, standing in the dark. Phone clutched to her chest, terrified that he'd see my name on the screen. Her husband, the man she chose over me, a new message appeared. Only 3 words. I made a mistake, stared at it for a long time. Every nerve in me wanted to believe her. Every scar warned me not to. I typed slowly. Then why did you marry him? Again, silence. The clock ticked toward 1 a.m. The city outside was asleep, but my mind wouldn't stop racing. I thought about calling her, hearing her voice one more time. I thought about driving to her house, just to see if she was okay. Then my phone buzzed again. One final message. He's awake. I have to go. And just before the screen went dark, I saw it. The faint sound of the man's voice again, sharper this time. Closer, he said her name, then nothing. Only the quiet hum of my empty apartment. I sat there, staring at the phone, my heart pounding harder than before. Because for the first time in 6 months, I realized something. Mara might still love me. But she wasn't safe, and neither was I. Asterisk, her messages came in bursts. Like she was fighting herself with every word. I made a mistake. I think about you. Every night, he doesn't know I'm texting. You, each notification felt like a punch and a kiss at the same time. I sat on the edge of my bed, phone in hand, trying to breathe. The hum of the city below was distant, blurred. I could almost hear her voice whispering through the static of the text. That same softness that used to calm every storm in me. I typed slowly. Where are you right now? Her reply came fast. Home, he's asleep. I wanted to believe that. I wanted to picture her safe, in bed, missing me. But something about her words felt off. Too careful, I texted again. Then why are you whispering? No response. Only silence. Then, faintly through the phone's speaker, I heard it. A man's voice, deep, sharp, asking, "Who are you talking to?" My chest went tight. I typed, "Mara, what's happening?" Nothing. The screen dimmed. Conversation ended. For a long moment, I just sat there staring at the phone, listening to the ringing silence in my apartment. I could almost smell her perfume in the air, like my mind refused to let go. By 2 a.m., I gave up pretending to sleep. I walked to the balcony. The cold air bit against my skin, but it cleared my thoughts. Streetlights flickered against the mist. Then I saw it. A silver car parked across the street. Headlights off. Engine running low. My stomach turned cold. It was hers. I knew that car, like I knew her touch. The dent on the left bumper, the faint pink charm hanging from the rearview mirror. I whispered her name under my breath. For a second, I thought I imagined it. Then I saw movement. A shadow in the driver's seat. Her. I grabbed my jacket and went downstairs. My heart raced as I crossed the street. Every step felt louder than it should. When I reached the car, her window rolled down halfway. She looked at me, eyes swollen, mascara faintly smudged. "Mara, what are you doing here?" She didn't answer right away. Her lips trembled as she looked past me, scanning the street. "I shouldn't have come." "Then why did you?" She pressed her hand to her mouth, voice breaking. "Because I can't stop thinking about you." The air between us was tight. I wanted to reach out, to hold her, to pull her back into the version of us that still existed in my head. But I saw the fear in her eyes. "Does he know you're here?" She shook her head. "He's asleep. He doesn't know anything." Leaned closer. "You said that earlier too?" But I heard him, Mara. Her face went pale. Her phone vibrated on the seat beside her. She turned it face down without looking. "Mara, who's calling?" She didn't answer. Her voice dropped to a whisper. "I have to go before he checks the cameras." "Mara, wait." But she was already rolling the window up. The last thing she said before driving away was quiet, almost lost in the hum of her engine. "I made a mistake, Aaron, but it's too late to fix it." Her car disappeared into the fog. I stood there, frozen, watching the red taillights fade into nothing. When I looked down, my phone buzzed again. One last message: "Don't come looking for me." And I knew then, whatever she was running from, it wasn't over. The knock came right after the storm started. Heavy rain, cold air, a sound that made me freeze. When I opened the door, she was standing there, soaked, shaking, wrapped in a beige coat that clung to her like a second skin. Mara, her eyes met mine, red from crying. I didn't know where else to go. For a second, I couldn't breathe. Every part of me screamed to shut the door, to protect what was left of my sanity. But then she stepped closer, her perfume mixing with the smell of rain, and I moved aside. "Come in." She walked in slowly, dripping water onto my floor. I handed her a towel, but she just stared at it like she couldn't feel anything. "What happened?" I asked. She laughed quietly, bitter and broken. "You want the truth?" "Yes." She looked at me, eyes trembling. "He doesn't love me, Aaron. He owns me." The words hit harder than I expected. I wanted to tell her to stop, to leave before this got worse. But she kept going. "He tracks my phone, my car. He tells me what to wear, where to go. I thought I could live with it, but I can't." I clenched my jaw. "Then leave him." She stepped closer, close enough for me to see every drop of water sliding down her cheek. "It's not that simple. He'll destroy me. He'll destroy you too." Her hands were cold when she touched my arm. I flinched but didn't pull away. "Mara," she whispered, "I shouldn't be here." "Then why are you?" Her voice cracked. "Because you're the only place that still feels real." The room went quiet. The storm outside filled the silence between us. When she started crying, I didn't know what else to do. I pulled her into my arms. She melted against me, her heart beat frantic against my chest. For the first time in months, the world felt still. I wanted to tell her everything I'd held back, that I never stopped waiting, that I still dreamed about her. But the words wouldn't come. Instead, she whispered, "I'm sorry I ruined your life. You didn't ruin it. You're just in it." She looked up at me, her face inches from mine. The air between us felt heavy, charged. Her lips parted slightly. I could feel her breath on my skin. Then, a sound cut through the moment. 3 hard knocks at the door. Mara froze. A man's voice followed, deep and sharp. "Mara, open up." Her eyes widened with terror. My pulse jumped. "Who is that?" She grabbed my hand. "Don't answer, Mara. I know you're in there. Her husband. Dylan. The voice was calm but dangerous, the kind that didn't ask twice. She whispered, "He followed me." I looked toward the door. Shadows moved under the crack. "Mara, if you don't open this door, I will." She squeezed my hand tighter. "Please, don't let him see me." I pulled her toward the hallway, heart pounding. The storm outside roared louder, the knocking grew harder. "Mara?" She turned to me, whispering so quietly I almost didn't hear it. "If he finds me here, he'll kill you." The lights flickered. The sound of rain filled the space between us, then silence. Just before I could speak, the doorknob turned. Asterisk the pounding shook the walls. "Mara?" His voice was sharp, cutting through the sound of rain. I felt her grip tighten on my arm. Her nails dug into my skin. "Hide," I whispered. She hesitated, eyes wide. "Aaron, he'll break the door. Go." I pulled her toward the narrow hallway beside the kitchen. The lights flickered as thunder rolled outside. She crouched behind the shelf, shaking. Her breathing was shallow, like every inhale might give her away. I turned off every light and stood frozen in the dark. Another round of pounding. Louder this time. "I know you're in there." I swallowed hard. My heart slammed against my ribs. I forced my voice steady. "Who is it?" "Delivery," the man said flatly. A lie. His tone gave him away. I stayed silent. The storm outside masked every sound except the steady thud of his boots against the porch. Then nothing. Just rain hitting the glass. Minutes passed. Or maybe hours. When I finally moved, my legs felt numb. I peeked through the curtain. A black car idled on the street, headlights slicing through the mist. He was still out there, watching Mara, I whispered. "He's gone for now." Oh. She stepped out, trembling. Her hair stuck to her face, her coat clinging to her shoulders. She looked so small, standing in the shadows of my apartment. Her voice cracked. "He tracks my car. If he sees it parked here, he'll know." I ran a hand through my hair. "We'll figure something out." She shook her head. "You don't understand. He doesn't let go. Ever." Her phone buzzed. The sound cut through the silence like a blade. She froze. I saw her hand hover over the screen, shaking. "Who is it?" Her eyes filled with tears before she could answer. She turned the phone toward me. A single text message. "I know where you are." Her lips trembled. "He's watching us." I took the phone from her, my pulse quickening. "Did you tell anyone you were coming here?" "No. I left when he fell asleep." "Did he check your car?" "He checks everything." Her voice broke, and she collapsed onto the couch. I sat beside her, close enough to feel the cold on her skin. "Mara, you can't go back there. I have to. If he finds out I'm gone, he'll come for you." "I don't care about me." She turned toward me sharply. "You should." Our eyes locked. The air between us felt heavy, too quiet. Then another buzz. This time an image appeared on her phone. The photo was taken from outside, through the rain-smeared window, of us, sitting together. My breath caught. "He's here," I whispered. Mara's hand flew to her mouth. She stood, trembling. "Aaron, what do we do?" I stepped closer to the window and peered into the night. The car was gone. Only wet streets and empty silence remained, but I could still feel it. The weight of being watched. The pulse of fear under her skin. She whispered, "He doesn't stop until he wins." I turned back to her. "Then we don't let him." Before she could respond, her phone lit up again. A call this time. The name on the screen made my stomach twist. Elaine. She stared at it, frozen. "Answer it," I said quietly. "Let's hear what he wants." Her finger hovered over the screen, trembling. Then she pressed, "Accept Mara." His voice came through, calm, deep, too controlled. "Step outside." She dropped the phone. The rain hadn't stopped since that night. It felt like the city was holding its breath. I was at the cafe downtown, camera bag at my feet, when a client leaned across the table. "You used to date Declan's wife, right?" he asked casually. My throat went dry. "Why?" He lowered his voice. Word is, his company's under investigation. Offshore accounts, fake contracts, blackmail, the kind of mess that doesn't end clean. That was all I needed to hear. By the time I reached Mara's apartment, the sky had turned gray. Her car wasn't outside, but I knew she was home. The lights were low, the curtains drawn tight. When she opened the door, she looked startled, then tired. "Aaron, you shouldn't be here." "I know, but you need to tell me the truth." She stepped aside silently, letting me in. The scent of vanilla and fear hung in the air. "What did you hear?" she asked softly. "That your husband is being investigated? That he's not just controlling, he's dirty. You knew, didn't you?" She turned away, hand shaking as she gripped the counter. "It's complicated. Then make it simple." Her silence stretched. I moved closer. "Mara," her voice cracked. "I helped him." I felt my stomach twist. "What do you mean?" "I helped forge documents before the wedding. He said it was to protect investors. But it wasn't. It was to hide money. Offshore accounts, fake deals, all of it under my name." "Why would you agree to that?" Tears welled in her eyes. "Because my father owed him. Declan paid his debts in exchange for me." The words hit like a punch. "You married him to save your father." She nodded. "I thought I could endure it, pretend long enough for my father to recover. But it's killing me. Every day feels like a transaction." She sank onto the couch, clutching her hands together. I sat beside her. "You should have told me. You were struggling too. I couldn't drag you into his world." "I'm already in it," I said quietly. "The moment you knocked on my door, I was—" She looked up, her eyes wet. "I can't stop thinking about you, Aaron. Even when I'm with him, I see you." Her voice was soft but desperate, like a confession that cost her to say. I wanted to tell her to stop, to run, to stay. All at once, instead, I said, "Then let me help you. We can go to the police. Start over." Her gaze met mine, trembling. "You don't understand what he's capable of." "Then I'll find someone who does." When she didn't answer, I reached for her hand. She didn't pull away. For a brief second, the world felt quiet again. Her breathing steadied. Her fingers curled into mine. Then I caught it. A flicker outside. The window. Headlights. Someone was parked across the street. Engine running, Mara turned toward the glass. "He found me." I pulled her back, out of view. "Stay away from the window." She shook her head. "That's not his car." I frowned. "Then who is it?" A figure stepped out, coat dark and soaked from the rain. He stood under a streetlight, staring at the building. Mara's voice dropped to a whisper. "I've seen him before. He was watching Declan's office." I looked again. The man reached into his pocket and lifted something. A badged detective. He slipped a card under my door a few minutes later. "Detective Rhodes." No message. Just a card, rain-stained and cold. Mara picked it up with shaking hands. "If he's watching Declan, that means they're getting closer." I met her eyes. "Then we have to move fast." Outside, the headlights faded. But I couldn't shake the feeling that we were already too late. Asterisk, I was alone in my studio. Lights dim, the hum of my computer filling the silence. Rain tapped against the windows, soft and relentless. I clicked through photos from last week's charity gala. Faces blurred together until one frame froze me. Declan, smiling, shaking hands with Detective Rhodes, the same man who slipped his card under my door. My pulse stuttered. I zoomed in. Rhodes looked straight into the camera. It's almost like he knew I'd see it. I grabbed my phone and called Mara. She answered on the second ring. "Aaron? What's wrong?" "I found something. You need to see this." There was a pause, then a shaky breath. "I can't come over right now, then I'm sending it." A few seconds later, her message came through. "What is this?" "You tell me," I said. "That's your husband with the detective who's been following him. The same detective who told me to stay away from you." "I don't understand," she whispered. "Yes, you do. You just don't want to say it." Her silence was sharp, cutting through the line. "Mara, what's going on? Why would Rhodes meet Declan?" I don't know, she said too quickly. You're lying. She exhaled hard. You don't understand, Aaron? Then help me understand. I can't. If I tell you, it gets worse. Worse than this? I said. Worse than him tracking you, threatening you, using you? Her voice dropped, trembling. You think Declan is the only one using people? Rhodes is part of it too. They both are. My grip tightened on the phone. Both. I tried to warn you, she said. They're watching you, Aaron. You're just another piece on their board. Then what about you? Which side are you on? I don't know anymore. I stood there, staring at the photograph on my screen. 2 men, 1 handshake, and in between them, me unknowingly caught in their game. Mara, I said quietly, did you know him before that night? No, Mara. Her breath hitched. He came to our house once, months ago, said he was investigating Declan's company. But then Declan started paying him, for protection, for silence. The pieces started clicking into place, cold and jagged. You're telling me a detective is working for your husband? Yes. And he's using you to find something Declan lost. What? She hesitated. A flash drive. It has evidence. Declan thought I took it, but he thinks you have it now. I stepped back, my chest tight. Why would I have it? Because I told him I gave it to you. What? I had no choice, Aaron. He was going to hurt me. I didn't know whether to shout or laugh. So you put a target on my back? Tears filled her voice. I thought I could fix it before he reached you. I'm sorry. I sat down, feeling the weight of everything pressing on me. The photo, the lies, her voice trembling on the line. Where are you right now? I asked. At home. But I can't stay. Then come here. She was silent for a moment. You still trust me? I don't know, I said. But I can't let you face him alone. She didn't answer. The call ended with the soft click of her breath disappearing. Minutes later, a new message appeared. Don't trust anyone. Not even me. The photo was still on my screen. The handshake frozen in time, and for the first time I didn't know who the enemy was. The rain hadn't stopped since morning. The pier was empty, the ocean restless. I saw her before she saw me, Mara, standing at the edge in a beige coat, hair plastered to her cheeks. She looked like a storm I could never walk away from. When I got closer, she turned, clutching something in her hand. You came, she said, her voice breaking through the sound of the rain. I shouldn't have, I said. You told me not to trust you. Her lips trembled. And yet you're here. I took a step closer. What is it? She opened her hand. A small flash drive sat in her palm, silver and wet. This, she whispered. Everything Declan's done? The fraud, the laundering, the payoffs? It's all here. I stared at it. Then give it to the police. She shook her head. The police are him, Aaron. Half of them work for him. The rest are scared of him. I looked at her, water dripping from her eyelashes. So what do you want me to do? I want you to take it. Why me? Because you're the only one I can still believe in. I laughed quietly. You told him I had it, didn't you? That's why Rhodes warned me. Her eyes filled. I had no choice. If I didn't, he would have killed my father. My anger softened, but my chest still burned. You could have told me I was trying to protect you. By lying? Her shoulders shook. You think I wanted this? You think I wanted to watch you hate me while he owned every part of my life? I stepped closer until she was inches away. Her breath mingled with mine, cold and trembling. Then why marry him? Because I thought I could fix it from inside. But I was wrong. The wind howled around us, tossing her hair across her face. I brushed it aside without thinking. She looked up, eyes full of the same fire I'd fallen 4 years ago. Take it, she said again, pushing the flash drive into my hand. But if you open it, they'll come after you too. I clenched my fist around it. Let them. She shook her head. You don't understand. They already know we're here. Her phone buzzed in her coat pocket. The name on the screen made my stomach twist. Declan. She froze, staring at it like it was poison. Then she answered. Rain and static filled the air. His voice came through, sharp and low. Put him on the line. Mara's knuckles turned white around the phone. He's not here. Mara, his tone darkened. I know he's standing next to you. I reached for the phone, but she pulled it back. Don't, she whispered. Mara, Declan said, his voice chilling through the speaker. If you hang up, I'll find him first. She looked at me then, tears mixing with rain. Run, Aaron, I'm not leaving you. Please. Mara, go, she cried, pushing me back. If you love me, go. I took one last look at her trembling hands, her broken voice, her eyes begging me to live. Then I ran. Behind me, her phone hit the ground, the call still connected. The last thing I heard before the wind swallowed the sound was Declan's voice. Calm and certain. It's too late. The flash drive burned cold in my hand, and for the first time, I realized what love could cost me. Asterisk, the flash drive sat on my desk like a loaded weapon. I stared at it for hours, rain streaking down the window. My reflection fractured in the glass. When I finally plugged it in, I expected spreadsheets, offshore accounts, names of men like Declan. What I found instead was me. Hundreds of photos, my apartment, my studio, even me asleep on the couch. Every angle was too precise to be random. Someone had been watching me for months. I clicked on a folder titled Contact Logs. My chest tightened as I saw my own text threads. Every word between Mara and me, archived and time-stamped. My phone buzzed. Her name lit up the screen. I answered. Mara, what did you give me? She was breathing hard. Where are you? Answer me. What is this? I told you not to open it. Too late, I said. You were working with him. With Declan, she didn't deny it. The silence on the line said everything. Was I just part of it? I asked, another name on his list. No, she said softly. You were never supposed to get hurt. Then why spy on me? Because he made me, she said. If I didn't, he would have ruined my father. He was already dying, Aaron. I couldn't let him finish the job. Her voice cracked, and for a moment I almost believed her. Stop lying, I said. You sent him everything. My photos, my messages. You sold me out, she whispered. I tried to protect you by turning me into evidence. Her breath hitched. You don't understand. I was helping Rhodes too. Rhodes? He's on Declan's payroll. Not always. He wanted to bring Declan down, and he used me to get close. I thought I could play both sides. I thought if I kept you close, I could keep you safe. I felt my chest tighten. You used me, Mara. I loved you, she said, even when I wasn't supposed to. I turned to my screen again. One last photo sat at the bottom of the folder. Her face, tears streaking her cheeks, her hand brushing my hair while I slept on the couch. The timestamp read, 2 weeks after her wedding. I stared at it, unable to breathe. Mara, I said quietly, why were you here after you married him? She didn't answer. Tell me, because I couldn't let go, she whispered. Because everything in that drive was a lie, except that night. Mara, I never wanted to hurt you. I just wanted you to live long enough to hate me. Then the line went dead. I called again. No answer. I drove to her apartment, rain hammering the windshield. But when I got there, the door was open, the lights off. Her clothes were gone. Her phone lay on the floor, screen cracked. Battery dead. She had vanished. The sound of sirens grew louder in the distance. I looked at the flash drive still clutched in my hand. For the first time, I wasn't sure if it held the truth or a trap meant just for me. The first message came 3 nights after the police raid. It was short. I'm sorry, no name. No number I recognized. But I knew it was her. Every night at midnight, the same message. The same 2 words. I tried to ignore it. I deleted it. I even changed my phone. But somehow, it always came through. Tonight, couldn't take it anymore. I sat in my car, engine off, tracing the signal from the last text. It led to a small motel by the coast. The kind of place where people went to disappear. My heart pounded as I stepped into the rain. The neon sign flickered above me, humming faintly. Room 11? The door wasn't locked. When I pushed it open, the air hit my soft, floral, familiar. Her perfume. The room was dim, a single lamp glowing on the bedside table. On the bed lay a white envelope, my name written in her handwriting, and beside it a wedding ring. I picked it up. The metal was cold, heavier than it should have been. "Mara?" I whispered. The silence answered. I tore open the envelope. Inside was a single page, folded twice. Her voice filled my head as I read, "Aaron, if you're reading this, I'm gone. Maybe for good, maybe just for now. I can't run anymore. They found out what I did. I thought I could fix everything, but I only made it worse. You were the only thing that was real. You shouldn't have loved me, but you did. And I used that love like a shield. I never deserved you. The flash drive isn't what you think. There's another folder hidden in it. One that can clear my name or destroy yours. If you want the truth, open it. But if you still care about me, burn it instead." "Mara," I sat down, at the letter shaking in my hands. Her ring glinted under the lamp, catching the faint reflection of my face. I could still smell her on the sheets, still feel the echo of her voice saying my name. My phone buzzed. Another message. "Same number?" "I'm sorry," I called back. It rang once, then went silent. The motel manager appeared at the door. "You okay, sir?" I turned toward him. "Did anyone check in here recently?" He nodded. "A woman. Stayed for 2 nights. Paid in cash. Left this morning before sunrise." "Did she say where she was going?" He shook his head. "Only said someone might come looking for her. Told me to leave the door unlocked." I looked back at the letter. The ring, the message glowing on my phone, outside. The rain started again, tapping against the window in the same rhythm it did the night she showed up at my door. I whispered to the empty room, "Where are you, Mara?" No answer. Only the sound of the sea. I took the letter, folded it back into the envelope, and slipped it into my jacket. The ring stayed on the bed. As I walked out, I felt her presence one last time. A warmth behind the chill, a trace of her in the air, and I knew, somewhere out there, she was still watching. Or maybe I was just haunted. The gallery lights were soft, warm, almost too perfect. Faces blurred around me as people whispered about the photos on the wall. My name was printed on the entrance banner, but I felt like a ghost walking through someone else's memory. The series was called Messages at Midnight. Every frame a moment between love and loss, but one photograph stopped everyone. A woman in a red dress, standing on a bridge, moonlight spilling over her shoulders. Her face turned just enough to hide her expression, yet somehow, every person who looked at it felt something. I stood beside it, pretending to study the composition. But really, I was looking at her, Mara. That night was burned into me. The last time I saw her before she vanished, the way she looked back at me as if she knew it was goodbye. A journalist approached, holding a recorder. "Beautiful work," she said. "Is she real?" I smiled faintly. She was. "She looks haunted." She was that too. The woman nodded, sensing something deeper, but knowing better than to ask. She moved on. I stayed behind, watching the photo, listening to the quiet hum of people praising something they would never understand. When the lights dimmed and the crowd thinned, I stepped outside into the cool night air. The city was quiet, almost kind. I leaned against the wall, phone in hand, scrolling through missed calls. Then the screen lit up. A message, unknown number, my breath caught before. I even opened it. "You said you'd never forget me." The words glowed on the screen. I looked around. The street was empty except for a few cars passing by. My pulse quickened as another notification came through. An image this time. I opened it. The photo was sharp, recent. My body froze. It was me. Standing right here, in front of the gallery. Taken seconds ago, the same wall. The same jacket, even the faint reflection of the neon sign behind me. I spun around. Scanning the shadows? Nothing. Just the soft hum of the city. The flicker of streetlights, Mara, I whispered. A figure moved at the far end of the street. Red fabric flashed under the lamp, then vanished into the dark. My heart pounded. I took a step forward, then stopped. If she wanted me to find her, she'd let me. If she didn't, she'd stay what she'd become. Story caught between truth and photograph. I looked down at the phone again. The image still open. Below it, a single new line appeared. Midnight. Same. Bridged, my fingers trembled as I locked the screen. The night wind carried the scent of rain and something faintly familiar, her perfume. I turned toward the distant lights of the bridge. After all this time, after everything we destroyed, I still couldn't stop myself. I started walking.